50% returns in 12 months, 70% returns in 24 months. These are the kind of return on equity that you can experience if you are a bulk buyer who has bought an entire floor in a hot project or an entire row of townhouses in a hot project. If you are an investor who can manage a cash flow of around 5 to 6 million annually, this is exactly what you should be doing in high demand projects to capitalize on the overflowing demand and make some massive returns on your investment. This is exactly what I've done in 2 cases, and please do watch the entire video because I'm going to discuss and show you a full-blown case study of 2 separate occasions where we have done some amazing bulk deals and made phenomenal returns. You should be taking a look at that as well. And also I'm going to be sharing a new project coming up where there is overflowing demand and a long-term plan by Emaar, which you should be targeting for a full seafront building. This is the project that you should be targeting. Now, to explain a little further about the 2 deals that I'm talking about, the 2 bulk deals. The first one was in the Creek Waters project, where we picked up the entire 27th floor of the Creek Waters project. Now, what was great and special about Creek Waters is the building was right on the edge of the island with full canal views and the view of the Creek Tower as well on this side. This is how the building was placed along the canal, beautiful water views on each side. On the back side, we had the park. So you had phenomenal views of the park as well, the new skyline of Dubai plus phenomenal canal views. This was a project which was one of the last launches to be there on the island with a waterfront. So this was the project that we targeted. Now for this project we had only a limit. We had a limit by Emaar that each customer can only pick up half a floor. So what we ended up doing, we had a pair of cousins basically, both came in together and one picked up one half, the other one picked up the other half, and we bought the entire 27th floor. And as of June 2024, we started selling at the 12-month point and we finished selling all the 10 units at the 15th month point, which was last month in June 2024. We sold all the 10 units for a phenomenal return of 50% in only about 12 to 15 months, 50% returns. The value of the full floor was around 24 million. And they paid until that point only about 9 million according to the payment plan, and then they exited with a profit of 4.5 million. So that's 50% ROE. That's a phenomenal return in only about 1 year time. That was a great deal. Another bulk deal that we did was in the Valley community in the Urania cluster. We picked up a whole row of 10 townhouses. The full 10plex is what we picked up. This was a lady from the UK, and the starting prices here were around 1.55 million for the 3 beds and around 1.9 million for the 4 beds. And today in the market, these are all selling at a premium of $500,000 dirhams. So you can already imagine in just 2 years, we've made 70% ROE, phenomenal returns on these particular townhouses. And this lady doesn't even want to sell until it's time for handover. She wants to hold it all along until handover so that she can maximize the returns. Because if you see in Eden, the 3-bed townhouses are selling at the price point of 2.4, 2.5 million. That's a 1 million difference from our buying price. So these are the prices that we are targeting as well before we sell in this particular cluster of this particular row of townhouses in the Urania cluster. So why did we choose Dubai Creek Harbour and why did we choose the Valley? We chose Dubai Creek Harbour because the island was just phase 1 of the entire master plan of Dubai Creek Harbour. We picked up in the Dubai Creek Harbour because we knew there's going to be a huge bunch of launches that are going to be coming up in the future. Emaar is going to be pushing up the prices, and we're going to have overflowing demand in these launches where each and every launch there's going to be people who do not end up getting any unit in the launch, and these are the people who we convert and we sell these very units to, not even at some crazy prices, at the exact same prices at what Emaar is launching. So we are making some healthy returns for these customers. The customer wins because he gets a very comparable unit in another launch with really good views. The investor who's invested in this wins because he gets to sell his property at a premium, and we in the middle, we are also happy because we were able to facilitate this very trade. So amazing model right here to capitalize on the demand. Now, the next project that you as an investor should be targeting for a bulk buy, a full floor buy, is in the Rashid Yachts and Marina project, where we have a new seafront building coming up, which is going to be in the front row of Rashid Yachts and Marina, full sea view, We're expecting the prices to be around 3,000 dirhams per square foot. So on average, we're looking at the floor to be around 30 million. And now I'm going to show you on the master plan what we did with the Dubai Creek Harbour deal and what we did with the Valley deal, and I'm also going to take you to the Mina Rashid location to showcase the new launch that's coming up right here in Mina Rashid and why you should be very interested in buying here. So this right here is the Creek Waters project, the deal that we did in Dubai Creek Harbour. As you can see, this is the master plan of Dubai Creek Harbour. This is the island district of Dubai Creek Harbour, and this was a building on the edge of the island with phenomenal views. We had views of the canal in front, we had the golf course views, Badia golf course views in the distance to the back side. We had phenomenal, beautiful park views. On this side, we had extended water views, and on that side, we had beautiful views of the Creek Tower that's coming up. Now, over here, we bought this project around 15 months ago, and we just kept quiet. 27th floor, which is somewhere right here, we picked up the entire floor. We were quiet until 1 year, until February of this month, when the Aeon launch came up and this district came alive. That's when we looked to sell, because each and every one of this launch had complete sold out launches. There was overflowing demand. So basically, even after the launch, there are many people who could not get a unit, and those are the exact people who we converted for these very projects, and we sold units on the 27th floor. And with the Arlo launch, by the time Arlo was launched and Arlo was finished, we had sold all the units in this very building right here. So amazing deal that has happened right here, phenomenal gains of 50%. And why did we target Dubai Creek Harbour? So let me explain to you. Now, this island is just phase 1 of Dubai Creek Harbour. After that, they announced the Creek Beach, and now we have the metro district right here. So this was still phase 1, and you can see like this whole huge vastness of development is still yet to come in Dubai Creek Harbour. So this was like initial phases of Dubai Creek Harbour, and we decided to target a building strategically placed right on the water's edge with phenomenal views with a great price per square foot. That's the reason we targeted this building, and we picked up the entire floor, because we knew the deal that we're getting right here is absolutely amazing. There is huge demand yet to come, and we can easily sell all the units that we have picked up easily to buyers in the resale market, and then make really healthy returns. So these are the type of products that you need to target. You need to target the top developers, initial phases of a community where there is massive growth yet to come, and the most strategically placed clusters or buildings within that location, so that you can easily sell it, making use of the overflowing demand in these projects. Now I'm going to show you the Valley master plan, where we did a similar thing in the Orania cluster, so you understand what that looks like for townhouses as well. So this right here is the master plan of Valley. This until this line, everything that you see was phase 1, and everything introduced on that side is phase 2. So what we did in this very community is that this right here is the Orania cluster, this that you see, and we picked up this 10plex right here. The customer has only paid 50%, which is around 8.2 million, and the value, the ROE that she's already made is around 5.8 million, making that a 70% ROE. So the total value of this is around 16.4 million. The entire 10plex was worth around 16.4 million. She's only paid half of that, and she's already made 5.8 million ROE. And she's not looking to sell anything over here. She's looking to wait until handover, because this right here, just opposite to it, is Eden, where the prices are trading much higher, and we want to wait until we can achieve the same prices as Eden. The handover of this project is in 2025, so it's not too far away. It's only about a year away. So we're going to wait until before the handover and look to sell at the maximum profits that we can make for this very project. So the payment plan right here was 75-25. At the end of 2025, when we have paid 75%, we are looking to make 100% ROE on this very project, a profit of around 12 million. I'm going to show you everything on the Excel sheets on the screen, so please stay tuned for that, for all the numbers related to these two projects. Now again, this is the Valley. Why did we choose the Valley? Because this was still initial phase, initial cluster in the Valley community, the Orania. After that, they launched Alana, they launched Rivana, they launched Nima, they launched Lilia. So many clusters were launched. After that, we had the Farm Gardens launch, and now they've introduced phase 2 of the Valley. The launch was yesterday and it's already completely sold out. So as I said, all those people who did not manage to get in the New Valley launch, this would be the perfect cross sell to them, because they would also still get a really good unit in the Valley community on a product that's handing over way sooner. But this investor right here, she does not want to sell anything until handover, so that is out of question. So they're going to be looking at other people in the market who are selling in the previous phases to buy from them. So this is something that you should be taking advantage of. There is overflowing demand in certain projects by Emaar. These are the projects that you want to target for your bulk deals, for your bulk buys, so that you can capitalize on this. Next, I'm going to take you to the Rashid Yachts and Marina location to show you the brand new launch coming up right there. So let's go. So guys, I'm terribly sorry. This is a voice over. This is not audio from the video. The mic was cut off. So I'm just going to try to repeat what I was saying right here. So these are the first buildings of Rashid Yachts and Marina. The Seagate buildings, as you can see, the front low-rise buildings, and behind them the taller buildings, they look almost ready. The front buildings are handing over at the end of this year. So when they hand over, people are going to start moving in and the community is going to come alive. And the new launch that's coming up is going to be right after those buildings. What you see along the same line in the front row is where the new launches are going to come up. And so far in the past 2 years, there was no launch in the front row. All right, after 2 years, we finally have a launch in the front row, which is going to have spectacular views of the marina and full sea view. And this is going to be one of those places where on the sea line, you cannot go wrong investing in the sea line. This is one of those projects that is going to be having a huge demand, and the launch will definitely be selling out. So this is a kind of project that you should be targeting when it comes to a full floor buy, because you can actually capitalize on the overflowing demand and actually sell for high profits in the future. And now we're just going to go inside the sales center, and I'm going to show you the plans on the larger model so you can understand the new launch that's coming up right here. So this right here is the master plan of Rashid Yachts and Marina. So the buildings that I showed you on the outside were these buildings right here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are due to hand over at the end of this year. The front row of buildings called Seagate, these are handing over right now. They introduced the community with these 4 buildings in the front row. After that, what they've done is they've just done launches in the back rows. So after that, we had the Seascape, then we had the Sunridge, then we had Clear Point, which is right here, then we had Bayline and Avanlia, and then we had Ocean Point and Ocean Star. So everything went backwards from the seafront. Now, after 2 years, they've introduced the new launch that's coming up is going to be these buildings right here, and it could be something very similar to what happened right here in Seascape. 2 low-rise buildings and 2 buildings behind that is what we're expecting. So after 2 years, finally there's going to be a launch in the front row of Rashid Yachts and Marina, and there's going to be a huge demand right here, because everybody have been waiting for this to come up for so long, and now it's finally coming. So there's going to be a huge demand. So if you're someone who can buy here in bulk, you're going to get the first access into this inventory to book a whole floor and get a big chunk of the inventory in your hands, because as you can see, these are low-rise buildings. And the great part is that this over here, it's only phase 1 of Rashid Yachts and Marina. As you can see, there's a whole host of development yet to come. This entire thing is the master plan of Rashid Yachts and Marina. So there's so much development yet to come. This right here is phase 1, that will be phase 2, then we'll have a phase 3 and possibly even a phase 4. So there's 10 to 12 years of development still yet to come in this community. So this is still initial phases of Rashid Yachts and Marina. The prices right here are going to be at 3,000 dirhams per square foot for the front facing buildings. And I can guarantee you that by the time Emaar reaches phase 2, these prices will be around 5,000 dirhams per square foot, and Emaar will be pricing it in the new launch at these prices as well. So as you can see, huge development yet to come, and I want to show you these buildings on the larger plan right here. So this right here is the larger model of the initial buildings that I showed you. 2 low-rise buildings and 2 mid-rise buildings right behind that. So the new launch that's coming up, we're not exactly sure if it's going to be exactly in this kind of a layout, but 100% sure there's going to be seafront buildings coming up. It could be a mid-rise, it could be a low-rise, but in the front row for sure. This is good for us to prepare in advance. The launch is only about 4 or 5 days away, and the bulk sales will open exactly at that time, and after that the retail buys will open up. So this is what we can kind of expect what's coming up right here in Rashid Marina. For sure, it's going to be a seafront building. So I'm back in front of the trusted screen and I've finally finished the presentation to show you the actual case study for the art of bulk deals. Case study, we're going to take the example of apartments and townhouses. By the way, before I start, I just want to show the new people watching the channel. This is my award that I won last year for the top sales performer of the year 2023. So when I'm talking about such deals is because I'm talking from experience. I've actually executed these kind of deals in the past and I know the actual plan and strategy that we need to make such deals very, very successful. So I'm going to show you 2 case studies of the deals that I've done in the past. So we're going to go into it. Number 1, we're going to look at case 1, the 27th floor in Creek Waters. So this right here was the beautiful Creek Waters building on the island, which I showed you earlier on the master plan. Phenomenal building, amazing location, beautiful canal front building, amazing views all around. So this was case 1, where we picked up 10 units on the floor. So the split was in this way. This was how the floor plate was. This is the canal in front of us. This is the park behind us. On this side, we had the new Creek Tower coming up. And on this side, we had some extended water views as well. So this was the split. We had 5 one-bedroom units in this apartment. All of these are the 5 one-beds. We had 4 2-bedrooms and we had 1 3-bedroom apartment. The 1 3-bedroom apartment is in this corner. And these 3 and this one is the 2 bedrooms. All right. So the total area that we picked up right here was 10,553 square foot for a total price of 24,225,000. The average price per square foot that we got with this floor was around 2,300 dirhams per square foot, which is actually very good for Dubai Creek Harbor for a waterfront plot. All right. Let's get deeper into it. This was the payment plan that we had. So back in 2022, Emaar for bulk deals used to give a 10% down payment, the standard payment plan. But from 2023, for all the bulk deals that happen, Emaar has a payment plan which is kind of different. In the beginning, you have to pay 20% as your down payment rather than a 10%. So everybody else who's buying singular units is paying 10% down payment, but the people who buy in bulk have to pay 20% down payment. So this is what the payment plan looked like for the value of 24 million. This was each installment that you see right here. Moving along. So as I said, we had our last payment right here in January of 2024. And after that, we started selling the units in this floor. So by the time of January, the customer had paid, if you add these 3 numbers, you reach 9.69 million is what the customer had paid Emaar as part of the payment plan. That was 40% of the value was paid in January of 2024, 9.69 million. All right. So now I'm going to show you, these were all the units, the series 1 through 10. And these are the different unit types, the 2 bedrooms, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom. This is the various areas of the apartments that we had. These are all the original prices that we picked up these units on. So these are all the price per square foot that you see. When you average it out, it came to around 2,300. This is the total price. So this is what you already know. Now I'm going to show you what prices we sold them at. These are the various selling prices that we managed to achieve for these units all on the same floor, which we sold from February onwards all the way until June. We sold all of these 10 units. This is all the different profits that we made per unit on this floor deal. So basically, we ended up we bought the unit, the floor for a price of 24.2 million and we sold it for a price of 29 million. So we made a profit of 4.79 million. And the total paid amount as per the payment plan was only 40%, which was 9.69 million for a 4.79 profit. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like in terms of numbers. So the OP 24 million, 24.2 million, the selling price 29 million, profits 4.79 million, paid 9.69 million. That's an ROE of 49.5% in a time of only 14 months. So this was a phenomenal deal. The investors are super happy and they're ready to go for the next bulk deal that we can do. And it's most likely going to be in the Rashid Yachts and Marina project that I'm going to discuss at the end of this case study. I'm going to show you the new opportunity coming up. Now you're going to tell me, Saad, you missed out on the DLD. Where is the DLD? You haven't mentioned the DLD. All right, so I've put the DLD in a separate calculation. So this is your gross profit and this is going to be a net profit, because I've added 44, the 4% is for DLD. So I've added that here as well, because you will have to pay DLD fees when you buy a floor. Regardless, a floor, a single unit, a plot, anything you buy in real estate in Dubai, you have to pay a 4% DLD fees. So I've added the 4% DLD fees right here. So 44% paid. So that makes it 10.66 million, and the profits remain the same. So that made it an ROE. The ROE was 45% net in 14 months. So that's a phenomenal ROE for any kind of investments that you can do. That is one of the best ROEs or ROIs that you can expect. Return on your money in 14 months time, 45%, that's absolutely great. So this was the example for Creek Quarters. Now we're going to go into the case 2, which was the full row of a 10plex in the Orania cluster in the Valley community. So this right here is the Orania cluster, and again, this was the row that we picked up very close to the park. So the price was really good and it was close to the amenities, so that's why we chose to pick this one up. The prices were absolutely amazing. On the other side, we have the Eden cluster, which is recently handed over this year. So again, this was a phenomenal buy, and I'm going to show you exactly what we achieved right here. So this was the 10plex. So we had 2 different types of 3 beds right here. Some of them were a little bit smaller and the other ones were slightly bigger. So this was the 10plex that we picked up right here. We had 8 units of 3 bedrooms, 2 units of 4 bedrooms, and the total area, the total square footage, built up area that we picked up was 20,156 square foot, for a total price of 16.4 million, making it an average price per square foot of 813 dirhams per square foot. Moving on, this was the payment plan that we got for this project. As I said, in 2022, Emaar let you buy bulk in 10%, but now it's going to be 20% standard for any kind of bulk deals. So far, this customer has paid 50%. So until April, so we have paid 5 installments. So she has paid, I'll tell you exactly the amount. She's paid 8.19 million. This customer has paid already towards this property, and there's another 50% more payments remaining. So we're at the half point according to the payment plan, but the handover is only about 1.5 years away. So we're not too far away from the handover. The plan for this investor is to sell before handover, at the time, just before handover. So after making our second last payment, we will be looking to sell before making this 25% payment. So basically the plan is, we've paid so far 50%. The exit strategy is after 75%. So after February of 2025, we will be looking to sell, but ideally we will be looking to sell at the end of 2025, because we want to wait for that 11 months for the property prices to rise even more and for us to make more profits on this. So I'm going to show you today, as of today, July of 2024, what the ROEs on this deal is looking like. So these are all the 10 units right here. These are the different types. These are the sizes. Again, the prices are all mentioned right here. And this is the original price per square foot of all the units individually. Now in the market, if you see in Orania cluster, if you go and check what are the prices of 3 bedrooms, these are the 3 bedroom prices right here. These right here are the 4 bedroom prices. So you can see what are the prices today and what were our original prices. So you've already made a 500,000 dirham profit on each and every one of this unit right here. So it's a phenomenal ROE. At this point, we've made upwards of 5 million already on this deal on equity. So as of July 2024, right now, if we look to liquidate all of these units, if we look to sell them over the next couple of months, what can we achieve right now? We are looking to achieve a profit of 5.8 million, and we've only paid around 8.2 million. So 5.8 million on 8.2 million, that's a phenomenal ROE as of now. You can see if these are the current prices in the market, these are the profit that we can expect, and total paid per unit is that right there. So let's take a look. OP, as you can see, 16.4 million. If you sell everything today, in today's market prices, we're going to get 22.2 million on our row. The profits are going to be 5.8 million paid so far, 50 million, that's 8.2 million. That's an ROE of 70.8% in 24 months. Now again, I'm going to add the DLD fees here as well so that we have a clear understanding of all the net profits that we can make right here. So even with the DLD, when I add the 4% right here, that's the total paid so far. ROE with the total paid along with the DLD is 65.5%, which is again phenomenal returns in 2 years time. 2 years time, 65% returns. This is phenomenal. And I'm going to show you when we wait until December of 2025, what can we expect? So right now we are in July. Let's say we reach the 75% payment and now we are nearing December. What prices we can expect with this? So as of December 2025, what can we expect right here? So if you see Eden prices today, Eden prices for a 3-bedroom, we are looking at 2.4, 2.5 million. For a 4-bedroom, we are looking at 3.4 million. So I've not done anything crazy. I've just put the Eden prices right here, which are ready and selling in the market today. The ready townhouses in the valley. These are the prices of those townhouses. So just by putting those prices on our product, which is going to hand over a year and a half from now, again, I'm being very conservative. I love being conservative with my clients so that they get a realistic picture of what they can get and hopefully achieve even higher numbers than what we have right here. So expected price, if we sell at today's Eden market prices in Orania, we're looking to sell at 27.8 million in 1.5 years from now. This will be the total profit that we make on this deal. Hopefully, this is a smaller number and the profits are actually bigger than this. I'm pretty sure that the actual profits are going to be much larger than this number that you see right here. Total paid 75% of the full row deal would be 12.3 million to make a profit of 11.4 million. That's absolutely amazing. As you can see what the numbers look like right here. As of December 2025, these are the numbers that we are looking to achieve. Profits of 11.4 million on an investment of 12.3 million. That makes it an ROE of 92.74% in a time frame of 42 months. So from the launch until before handover, before making the final payment, when we look to sell, this is what we can expect. And now if I even add the DLD right here, even with the DLD, you've paid around almost 13 million and your ROE is coming up to 88%. Absolutely amazing. So this was the case study of the two bulk deals that I've done, the really successful bulk deals. And the reason why these were successful is because we were very strategic to target the product in the market. I didn't go and choose any product. I chose products that have a strong demand, products that people are buying constantly with overflowing demand is what I'm looking for. Launches with overflowing. Launches when they sell out, there's still people left behind who are still looking to buy. Those are the kind of launches that I want to target. And this is exactly the next opportunity right here. This is Rashid Yachts and Marina. This is on the coastline of Dubai, full seafront community. Absolutely amazing. So Emaar has only 2 seafront communities. The other one is Emaar beachfront, and this is the second one that they've introduced, which is called Rashid Yachts and Marina. Beautiful, beautiful community. They're designing it almost like a resort. So this is what you can see, the beautiful sea views right in front of you. So these were the first 4 buildings that we saw today in Rashid Yachts and Marina on the site. And what we're expecting is 2 or possibly even 3 buildings, 1, 2, and 3. These 3 buildings coming up in the new launch. So the front 2 buildings are going to be very low rise, and the one behind it is going to be a mid rise, probably like 15 floors, and the ones in front like 6-7 floors at best. So very limited availability. For a fact, I can guarantee you that this is going to be one of the most hottest launches in Dubai, and it's going to be a complete sellout. That's why you want to target something right here, and I'm going to show you the level of development that's remaining right here. So this community right here is larger than the size of downtown Dubai, all right? And the distance from here to downtown, if you can see, if you've been to Rashid Yachts and Marina recently, they're on the process of building the flyover. The work is going full-fledged. I feel like in the next 6 months, this flyover will be completed, because I was going there today and the work was going in full swing. A lot of the work was completed. So once the flyover is completed, your travel time to the airport is going to be only 10 minutes. Your travel time to Sheikh Zayed Road is going to be 10 minutes, and your travel time to downtown is going to be only 20 minutes. So connectivity is going to be on point. There's going to be future metro connectivity here as well. So this right here, This is only phase 1 of the community. Everything that you see right here is phase 1. We have this whole extensive plan still remaining for Rashid Marina. So that means there's a lot of development to come. There's going to be a lot of price bumps that Emaar is going to do right here with each and every launch that comes. Emaar is going to be rising the prices for you. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to wait, sit back, make the payments and watch your property grow in prices. All right. So these are the buildings that are coming up right here. We don't know exactly the layouts or what, but we know for a fact these are going to be seafront buildings. So as I said, like we want to target the best positioned buildings in any community, strategically placed. So this is one of those. People have been waiting for this for 2 years. The first launch in Rashid Marina was in 2022, all right, for Sea Gate. And since then, that was the first and only seafront building that they launched. After that, everything was on the back row with no sea views. Finally, we have something on the front side with the full sea view. So this is something that you must target, because for a fact, we will be able to sell this to all the people who are left over after the launch, to sell it to them. But ideally, we want to wait at least a year before we start selling, like how I did in Creek Waters. Now let's just get into it. Some of the highlights of this community: Rashid Marina, front row, seafront launch after 2+ years is what's coming up here. Extreme pent-up demand right here. There's so many people who've been telling me, Saad, I'm waiting for the seafront launch to come. I don't want to invest in any other launch in Rashid Marina. I'm going to wait for the seafront launch. Guess what? Everybody in Dubai is waiting for that launch, and everybody's going to try to buy something right there, and it's going to be an absolute chaos. See, there's a limited number of units, and you know how only a few number of people will be able to get these units, especially if you're targeting the seafront units, the sea view units. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to be one in probably 50 people who's trying to get into this project. So the demand is extremely high right here. Extreme pent-up demand, low supply of inventory. The front line, it's very low supply. Like only a few buildings are going to have that beautiful sea view right in front. This is still phase 1. More phases planned by Emaar. Average price per square foot at 3,000. Lowest seafront prices within the community in Dubai. First handover of Seagate is by end of year. So that's going to make a big boost in your prices. So the first handover in Rashid Marina, as I said, is going to happen end of the year. So this is going to be a great thing. People are going to start moving in. People are going to start renting there. People are going to start trading there. So the prices are going to suddenly have a good spike over there, because all the mortgage buyers are going to come in and they're going to pick up these properties at higher prices. And this is what's going to be moving the prices up in the positive direction. This is prime real estate along the coastline. Prime real estate. You cannot go wrong. You absolutely cannot go wrong by ever investing in this golden line right along the seafront. This entire line all along the seafront, you cannot go wrong investing there. It's always going to be a prime real estate. It's always going to appreciate highly in value. It's always going to give you high rental income. So best investments that you can make is along the coastline. Price per square foot is expected to reach beyond 5,000 dirhams per square foot. Emaar beachfront is at 6,000 dirhams today. All right, Emaar beachfront as of 2024 is at 6,000 dirhams per square foot. What is Emaar beachfront going to be in 2028? I imagine Emaar beachfront might be close to 8,000, 9,000 dirhams per square foot in 2028. And at that time, it won't be out of the ordinary for a beautiful Emaar community like Rashid Marina to be at the price point of 5,000 or 6,000 dirhams per square foot. I don't think this is a stretch at all. And I'm going to show you different communities along the seafront, what prices they're at, so you'll have a really good idea of what prices this community can touch. Strategic location, new infrastructure coming, the new bridges are coming very soon. It's going to make this community only 10 minutes from the airport and Sheikh Zayed Road, 20 minutes away from downtown. So let's get into it. So what are we expecting with this full floor? We're expecting the floor size to be around 9,000 to 10,000 square foot in size. The price per square foot is expected to be around 3,000 dirhams per square foot. I'm sure the front units are going to be priced at 3,000. The back units maybe slightly lesser, maybe 2,500. But just to keep our calculations easy, expected full floor value is going to be around 27 to 30 million. Down payment is going to be 24%, 20% down and 4% DLD. So that makes it a down payment of 6.5 to 7 million. So if you're someone who can manage cash flows of 20% annual cash flows, you're looking at 5.4 to 6 million. If this is something that you can manage, if you have funds that you can manage this kind of cash flow, even for around 2.5 years, you're looking to make phenomenal returns in this very project. If this is something that you can manage as a partnership with one of your friends or an investor pool, again, you should be looking to do this, because if you're looking to pick up individual units on the launch, you are most likely going to fail. Most likely going to fail. It's just probability, guys. There's few number of units, there's like thousands of people interested. So it's but obvious that only a few people will get it. And the people who pick it up in bulk, like my customers from the previous deal, when they pick it up in bulk, there's going to be a few floors that go away in bulk. So there's going to be even lesser inventory left for the retail buyers to actually buy something. So if you can, try to pool in with other investors or something like that, and try to make a fund and actually try to target the bulk deal, because this is going to be very, very profitable for you. Again, payment plan is going to be 80-20 and handover in 2028. These are some of the details of the new launch that's coming up. See, in terms of the floor plate, it could either be something like this or it can be something like this. So both of these are from the Seagate. This was the front building, that's the back building, and this was the shorter building, that's the taller building. So this front building is like 6 floors, the other building behind is like 15 floors. So anything above the 10th floor on the back building will also have perfect sea views. This building, all the floors are going to have perfect sea views. So if it's a building something like this, you're going to have 1, 2, 3 units with perfect sea views. These 2 units also with great sea views right here, because this entire angle is going to give you perfect sea views. All right, so the only ones with no sea views are going to be these 1 bedrooms in the back. All right, to give you an understanding, if this is the floor plate, this is what you're expecting. If this is going to be the floor plate, then you have 1, 2, 3, again perfect sea views. Then you have another 3 units which are going to have good sea views. It's still going to be amazing sea views, because it's going to have 2 balconies from your windows, everything. You're going to see the sea right in front of you. Only 2 units in this one will not be having the sea view, which are these ones in the back. So just to give you an idea what to expect, because the details are still a few days away. Before those details come in, I'll probably make a follow-up video to showcase the actual floor plates as a separate video. But for now, this is what you need to kind of base your understanding on. Moving along, before we get into the cash flow analysis, this is what you need to see. All right, I've marked right here all the different seafront communities in Dubai. I've marked 10 of them. So as you can see, we have Blue Waters Island, we have JBR, Emaar Beachfront, Palm Jumeirah, MJL, we have Bulgaria Island, we have La Mer, Maritime City, Rashid Marina, Dubai Islands. All right. Now, when you take a look at the prices in these are the different prices per square foot. JBR, I've split it apart into 2 because it's something very interesting happening in JBR. Any building which was older than 14 years, older than 10 years, you have a price per square foot around 3,500. Any building that's post 2020, like a newer building, they all have really high prices per square foot, around 6,500. All right. So take a look at all of these prices per square foot and take a look at Rashid Yachts and Marina. Now, Maritime City is also close to Rashid Yachts and Marina, Dubai Islands, because all of these 3 are newer launches that have happened in the past couple of years. All right. Maritime City was non-existent. There's no launches there before 2021, I believe. Rashid Yachts and Marina was introduced in 2022. Dubai Islands, again, it's like a newer plan where now all the development is happening there right now. So these 3 are very fair priced in the market right now, very low prices compared to anything else. Anything else that you compare it to, it's very, very low. So, but the best out of all of these, in my opinion, is going to be Rashid Yachts and Marina. Second pick, Dubai Islands. Maritime City, I'm not the biggest fan of Maritime City because there's all of this industrial offices right here, and it's not the prettiest look, and there's no real community to it. It's just standalone buildings there. Rashid Yachts and Marina, proper community, Emaar community. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Dubai Islands is also going to be a great place to live because it's going to be a lot of landscaping, big mall, a lot of restaurants and retails and all of these entertainment activities. So Dubai Islands, another great option. But we are discussing Rashid Yachts and Marina right here. So if you take the average, and I've excluded Bulgaria Island, which is going at 13,000 dirhams per square foot. I've excluded that from the average. When you take the average of modern seafront apartments, you're looking at 5,550 dirhams per square foot. All right, for seafront apartments, modern seafront apartments. So that is the number, which is the average today out of all of these beautiful seafront apartments. So keeping these prices in mind, let's just get straight into the cash flow analysis. So first will be our conservative case 1. And this is the expected payment plan. This is not the final payment plan. This is something for you to take a reference from. The actual months could be a month front or back. It could be a little bit different from this, but this is something for you to get an understanding of what we can do in this project. So to any investor getting in this project, would suggest you to try to hold until before handover. So basically, from your second last payment, which is in August 2027, to your final payment, which is in September 2028, you have more than a year gap between your last payment and then your handover payment. So there's a good gap in the middle where you should be looking to sell your property. So ideally, in August of 2028, when you sell it after paying 80% of the property's value, you would have paid at that time, you would have paid 25.2 million, and you would make a profit of around 18.8 million, making it a very amazing ROE of 74.6% right here in this project in Rashid Marina in our case 1. Let's take a look at case 2, which is, in my opinion, more realistic for something to happen right here, because we saw the prices right here. The average price is 5550. And over here in our case 1, we only took the price 4 years from now as 5,000. It could very well be much higher than that. In case 2, this is more realistic of what I expect to actually happen. In case 2, again, keeping everything same, these are the different ROEs you can expect at different exit points. As I said, the best time would be to wait until handover. And if you do wait until handover and you sell before the handover, you're looking to make 114% ROE on this project. You would be investing around 25.2 million based on the payment plan, and you would end up coming with a profit of 28.8 million. That's absolutely amazing. These are the kind of deals that you should be targeting as a big time investor. These are the kind of money that you should be looking to make in the market with a very smart strategic pick out of all the projects that are coming out there, and choosing to buy in bulk rather than waiting for a unit here and there, because you're mostly going to lose out if you try to buy a singular unit. Now I'm going to show you the most optimistic case 3, where we can expect prices to touch 7,000 dirhams per square foot, which is very achievable. You've seen other projects that are around that price range and even higher. And 4 years from now, this is a number that is not out of the ordinary for a seafront community like this to achieve a full seafront apartment building with phenomenal views to achieve. This is not out of the ordinary for this to happen. This is an optimistic case where we are expecting around the time of handover the prices to touch 7,000 dirhams per square foot. In this circumstance, you are looking to make a phenomenal ROE of 154%. So I showed you 3 cases, and you can take a look at all the 3, 1, 2, and 3. Something between this is what you can expect to happen in this very project. I feel the realistic case is more likely to happen. So this was the art of bulk deal. I know this has been a long video. It's probably going to be one of my longer videos, but there's so many value bombs in this video, so you must watch this fully to understand. And if you are someone who's looking to invest like 27-30 million, you need an explanation like this for you to actually understand how to get into such deals, and how you need to choose the right expert who can guide you through this process and have a proper network. The broker or the agent that you work with needs to have a real good network where he can actually manage to sell the properties that he picks up for you. So this was the brand new launch coming up right here. This is the opportunity of the year that's coming up right here. And if you're interested in such a bulk deal, a floor buy, you know who to get in touch with. And for now, this is Saad, the Realtor, signing off.